So I apologize to everybody. Instagram be on that bullshit. As we was talking about hip hop, I hope some of y'all come back. I apologize. And we'll have a little decent conversation tonight. As I was talking about the Grammys, you know, Sugar Hill Gang should have been there, you know. Without them having that first record, you know, where would it have been? But, you know, some people said you can't satisfy everybody. Okay, we understand that. But still, they had the first record. And you're never going to get this chance again in hip-hop. We're going to have a discussion tonight. Let me see if I can get them in here. Third base. We're going to chop it up. We're going to talk about some hip-hop. Pete Nice.
What up? What up, RC?
Oh, what RC? Now he going to call me RC.
Come on, RC.
All right, Peter Nash.
Come on, Ralph Blanshaw.
Government. What's going on, baby? What's going on?
Just chilling in the Bronx, your old hometown.
Right. We can't get the location.
I'm going to go over to the Morehouses after this.
Yeah, go over there and see. We need to put an AJ monument up there.
Yeah, the AJ nameplate.
So you had an interesting meeting today. You want to talk about it?
Right. Well, I mean, since I had that meeting over here, Universal Hip Hop Museum with Dapper Dan, you discovered some Dapper Dan joint of your own, right?
Yeah, my Dapper Dan jacket that he made for me in '93. No, it was sold in '93.
Yeah, no, that was '99. I think it says on the thing it was from '83, but that jacket's from probably like '88.
It's when I had the song "The Bass Pipe."
Okay, so that's '86, right?
Yeah.
With Islam, yeah.
For me, he made a red and white one for me, but it looked like a Santa Claus outfit, man. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, that jacket looks like '86, right?
Yeah. He made that for me.
I had seen Dan earlier last year, and we were talking about collaborating on a couple of things with the museum, and we were telling him about TR's ultra jacket, the polo that he had on the cover of Critical Beatdown, because TR told us he still had it. It was probably the only one. I don't think Keith and Sed had their jackets. I don't think Mo had his jacket. Everything, like all those Dapper Dan joints just disappeared. So, but TR kept his in his closet in the dry cleaning, plastic, I think for 30 some odd, 87, how many years. And it was in mint condition, and he loaned it to the museum, and you can see it right behind me.
Yeah.
So
when
Dan saw that, he just bugged out, and he actually saw the Fendi one that me and Paradise had tracked down.
You got your camera on the stand where you can show them some of the stuff behind you?
Well,
that's the Ultra Magnetic jacket inside the Revolution of Hip Hop.
Along with the album cover. And that's the Fendi joint.
That's the Fendi jacket.
With the original Polaroids, Eric B.
So that's Eric B's jacket?
No. The picture's the Polaroids of him. And when Dan did his, the rear wheel on his Jeep. But that's just I'm not sure whose jacket that was. The nameplate on the top above the Fendi was removed. And, but Dan, when he saw it, he knew, because there's a lot of knockoffs out there and other guys who tried to copy his style. But the one thing that he brought up today was that he used a certain type of ink when he would lay out the rolls of leather.
Right.
And then he had his stencil, the ink that he would use, he would always tape over the name and whatever brand it was, like a DJ would black out the record on a 45 or LP, so other people couldn't see what record it was, because he wanted to keep that close to the vest, because this was the best ink that didn't run, and was his signature, part of his style, and that was one of the keys to his success, he said, or being unique. So he went through that history, and then he went through just the whole process on how he doesn't even have any of these jackets from the original days. He was talking about how Busy B was, I think he had his jacket that he did in Strong City with Brucey B,
right.
The B joint that Dan did. And I think that museum in Seattle got it, and then they got yours as well. Yes. So that's where you discovered yours, right?
Yes. But now, I want a lot of people to understand, this is not My House with VANSILK. We're talking to Pete Nice, the co-curator for the Universal Hip Hop Museum. Paradise. These are the guys, if you've been down to Exterior Street where the Universal Hip Hop Museum is being built, but the Revolution of Hip Hop is across the street. It's a lot of great official artifacts in there. I don't know if Pete want to show the big radio with his phone if he can, or the LL Cool J Troop jacket that's in there. That's the big radio. And where's LL's?
That's the Latin Quarter.
Where's LL's jacket in Public Enemy?
Well, that's a mini Latin Quarter right over here with Sweet Tea's.
Oh, that's Sweet Tea's original graffiti shirt, yes.
Yeah, it's a Shirt Kings.
Who chain is that?
That's Biz's chains and his nameplate. Yeah. And that's from Tara. She loaned that to the museum. She's been great. So just a lot of support from a lot of different people to help make this happen,
Now,
including yourself.
But let's talk about it. A lot of people don't understand the work that goes into this and the stuff that you do on a daily basis. I mean, Rocky and everybody else is doing their work, but as a curator, you in Paradise, and
right.
There's other people, but you curate a lot of stuff because you know what's real and what's fake, and you really dig into stuff. What is something?
Well, right. Well, I mean, also you've helped us a lot with all your connections. You got the best Rolodex in hip hop history.
Thank you.
You could get Kevy Kev, Busy B, Sha Rock, and Peso on the phone all at one time. No one else can do that. So,
you know what?
Listen, you've helped us make a lot of connections and make a lot of reconnections. Like when I reconnected with K Slay, rest in peace.
Yes, I'm going to bring him up.
And
K Slay, and we could talk about his items because, in all honesty, me and Pete and Jared, K Slay partner, we was there packing his stuff up to secure his legacy.
And that's another thing, Jared, when Jared called you and me, and we were able to help with that, and the fact that, he had the awareness that for Slay's legacy, that, a majority of his collection would be donated to the museum is just huge. There hasn't been a donation like that since, the museum has been in existence. Like the other collection that the museum got was Pete DJ Jones' collection.
Which was records.
So, which no, it wasn't just records. Was like his mixing, his mic mixer, the actual microphones that KC and Prince of Soul, Disco King, all those guys use those mics with Love Bug. His light show apparatus, lots of stuff from Pete. Some of his trophies. So between Pete Jones, K Slate collection, those are kind of like the two foundational collections so far that people have contributed. And also Harry Allen, Media Assassin, made an incredible 50 boxes of his archives that we haven't even fully gone through yet. And he's still got some other stuff as well. So,
and I want people to understand that the museum is not for the Bronx people. It's for a global effect of people in hip hop in general. And it's going to be educational as well, right?
Yep.
And I also want people to understand you can't rewrite history if you don't participate in and put in your history, because I'm quite sure there'll be a data system you know, of groups and who of timelines and flyers, and you know, I know you're a big collector of tapes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you know, at some point, you know, the entire history, you know, every record, every mixtape, you know, will at some point be memorialized, like either digitally or,
Yeah,
you know.
mixtapes.
Yeah, there you go. That's the mixtapes, right?
Mixtapes.
Those are the ones that you're going to loan to the museum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me that telex. But hold on a
Right.
second. I want people to understand there are so many flyers out here, original flyers. And if you have any flyers, please contact me or Pete Nice. Trust me, it's very important. If you have any contracts, if you have any photos, if you have posters, if you have business cards from back in the days, please contact us, because everything's going to be important to be archived in the Universal Hip Hop Museum. And it's very protective, you know, if how you loan your stuff, or is it licensed or loan, whatever the situation could be, you know, very important. Right. And pictures from back in the days, because if you sit on it and then 10, 20 years from now, when you're no longer here and your grandkids walking around talking about, oh, well, how come my uncle's not in here? Or how come my so-and-so? Because they didn't participate. Now, it's not.
But, you know, even if people don't participate, we will still, you know, represent them, you know, but it's just easier. It's just easier if, you know, we get some help. And that's, you know, we had a lot of people already that have been helping, and a lot of them thanks to you. And, you know, Dan, you know, Dab said today, he actually came up with an incredible idea. Like, he was saying that he doesn't have any of his original garments, you know, from the 80s. And I think that he said, you know, what you should do is have a throwback party and invite everybody to it to wear their original Dan gear if they still have it, and try to get those people to come out of the woodwork. So that would be like the ultimate old school retro party.
You know, that'll work, because, you know, Peso from the Fearless Four, he got a lot of his.
Yeah, he kept a lot. That was mostly from the 90s, I think, right?
But it's still a throwback.
Right, no, definitely.
And I think.
But, you know, like, we spoke to Kane. Kane gave away a lot of his Dapper Dan gear to relatives and people, and just got lost over the years. When we were able to go through Biz's collection, you know, Biz had more Dapper Dan stuff than anybody. Not really one piece. I think there might have been like one pair of shorts, like a Gucci print short set. That was it. So that didn't survive. I don't think like any of the PE stuff. Actually, we have the PE jacket that we have, that's the S1W jacket.
Right.
That we thought at one point could have been made by Dan. Like, he confirmed that he did not make that one. But it just shows that there were some other people out there. And he talked about some of his assistants and some of his people he mentored who went on to also follow in his footsteps. So, I mean, he influenced a lot of people style-wise.
Well, I like to say to the people that's on here, thank you for joining in on the short notice. And I'm talking with Pete Nice, and he's the curator. And I want to get something real out in the air, which you have a clear understanding of.
Somebody just asked if I still have my throne. I do not have my throne. If anyone would have had it, it would have been the Vid Kid or Ralph McDaniels, and I think most of my thrones were rentals. The only person who has his throne is Slick Rick, and that throne from the Nitro tour is on display here at the exhibit. The original from '88.
There you go.
Most of my canes got stolen when my house got robbed. I got 1 or 2 canes left, and I need them to walk sometimes.